Build up to the 88 200 metres freestyle was just full of intensity. We had the world record holder in the 200 metres freestyle for that race, Michael Gross, 6'8", 147.44 was his world record. Came in pretty hot favourite, but up against him was Matt Biondi, the great American, shooting for 7 Olympic gold medals in Seoul. He started out with the 200 metres freestyle. He started from lane 5. I was ranked 48th in the world. We had world record holders everywhere, but I was 48th in the world and Australian, so those blokes didn't stand a chance.
Take your marks.
Well, I started out of lane 6. Right next to me is Matt Biondi, the fastest man in the world, 6'7". He was going to push a lot of water forward. So we knew that my strategy had to be get on the lane rope, get in the trough of water that Matt Biondi was pushing forward for the first 2 laps. And if I was able to drag off Matt for the first 2 laps, I wouldn't need him for lap number 3 or lap number 4. And that's exactly what happened. I knew I was in 3rd place going into the 3rd turn. And I came off, did the turn of my life. Didn't need Matt anymore. Set my sights for the wall, for the home, for the gold, put my head down with 12 metres to swim, had about 10 strokes to the wall, didn't know where anybody was, came in and touched with my right hand, quickly had a quick look over to my left, and the water is still smooth. No one's arrived. My hand's on the wall, I turn around, everything goes into slow motion. I'm living my dreams. I've dreamt about it since I was about 6 years old, and finally it's happening. The world record, WR beside your name, D Armstrong, Australia, WR, and then this number 1 just flashing. And everyone's 2, 3 and 4.
Duncan Armstrong, Australia!
When you win the Olympic gold medal, sometimes the moment is just too much for you, and it was too much for me. And they call your name, you get up, and there's a flag down the end of the pool. It still gets me emotional. You know, the Advanced Australia Fair starts going out along the pool, and you're really trying hard not to weep, just pure tears of joy. And you're just having this incredible moment, and the medal feels so heavy around your neck, and you're really living your dreams all in one hit. And it's easily the proudest moment I've had as an Australian.
9.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great to see you all. Please take your seats, C3. Who wants to see that again? I'm going to see it 3 times today. I'm loving it. Now, it's great to see everybody here. Big shout out to all the families who have got their kids up on a Sunday and fed them and dressed them and used all that grace that comes with that dynamic to come to church. So a big shout out to everyone this morning. Also to John and Danielle, thank you for taking a holiday so I can get you off the stage and have it all to myself. It has been 9 years, I think, since I spoke, and I tell you, C3 Powerhouse has changed, huh? Oh, you guys are really stylish and snazzy now. So it's great to be here. I'm going to talk a lot about myself today. It's a great topic. It's my favourite topic because when I partner in with the Lord Almighty who made this universe, it's a perfect combination. Okay? So I'm going to be talking about myself a lot. It's my favourite topic, so thank you very much. So my story basically starts in a small, tropical, exotic location called Rockhampton. Anyone from Rockhampton here? How good is it? Like to live on the Sunshine Coast. How good is it to live on the Sunshine Coast after living in Rockhampton? No, I don't mean that. I love Rocky. I'm so proud to come from such a great sporting town. And that's where the dream began. The dream began in Rockhampton when I was 6 years old, as I said, up there in that film. Because I saw the Olympics in 1976 and I saw Steve Holland, a young Brisbane guy, take on the best in the world at the age of 16 in the men's 1500 metres freestyle. And I remember sitting in front of that black and white TV at the Allenstown State School because we were all in there and we had one black and white TV, 1976, and I was in grade 2. And Norman May was commentating. And I didn't know what the Olympic Games was, but with Norman May commentating like that and how excited everybody was getting, I set my sights on the Olympic Games right then, not knowing how to get there, not knowing what to do, but I knew swimming was my go because Rockhampton is stinking hot, okay? And being in the pool is the smartest place to be in Rockhampton, okay? And I've always thought I was pretty clever. But anyway, so I started my swimming career, and by the age of 14, I was really going somewhere, okay? I'd built myself up to be the under-14 Central Queensland 200 freestyle champion. That is so much better than 8:15. I had to do it 3 times for 8:15. Unbelievable. We'll just do it one more time. I was the under-14 Central Queensland 200 freestyle champion. Yeah. Even hidden over to the side, they're into it. That's great. And I was really going somewhere. So my dad, my beautiful father, Laurie, saw potential in me. And he wanted to do something about it. So being a bank Johnny, he got a transfer in the bank. He moved my two brothers, my two sisters, my whole family, 800 kilometres from Rockhampton to Brisbane. And you can put that photograph up, please, James, to train with this man, this very short, ugly, hairy man named Laurie Lawrence. Okay, because Laurie was the best in the business, easily. Okay, he had the most Olympians. He had all the gold medalists. He had the most brutal, antagonistic, ballistic squad in the country that produced champions. Their behaviours were better than anybody else. Their vision was up, 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 up. And he had a way of motivating young people, like teenagers, to follow their dreams and get there in the end. And so, as the under-14 Central Queensland 200 freestyle champion, thank you very much. I remember it. We moved down to Brisbane. I walked into that Chandler pool 3:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, okay? And this is the guy to take me to my Olympic destiny. I was peaking. I was so excited. And I walked in, and Laurie's squad was set up like an advanced squad. It was all about vision, okay? You started in lane 0 with the babies, no matter who you were, and then with hard work, effort, performance, you moved up to the lead lane 0, and then to the bottom of lane 1, and then you moved up. So it's a progression squad, because the promised land in the Laurie Lawrence swim team was lane 5. All the green and goldies were in lane 5. You couldn't get into lane 5 and swim in the Laurie Lawrence swim team unless you had the green and gold on your back, Olympics over your heart, Commonwealth Games, and on and on and on. That was the promised land, okay? So at 3:30 on a Tuesday, I walk in, under 14 Central Queensland 200 freestyle champion, and I stood off to the side, basically where the drum kit is. And Laurie's like a general at the end of the lanes. He's got all the green and goldies charging up and down lane 5. And he turns around, he looks at me, and I thought he should know me. And he turns around and looks at me and just brushes me, gives me nothing. Looks at me again, brushes me again, finally walks over to me, gets right up close and he goes, "What do you want?" I said, "My name is Duncan Armstrong and I want you to coach me." And he's got right up in my grill. And he's gone, he spat on me actually. He's gone, "Are you hungry, son? Are you hungry?" And I said, "I'm set, I'm sweet, I've had lunch, I'm ready to go." He's looking at me and going, "You might be just dumb enough to win something." And that was the start of a 9-year relationship with Laurie, and I've had 35 years of therapy because of it. But everything in that swimming squad taught me about life. My life revolved around swimming. 200 laps in the morning, go to school for a really good sleep, 200 laps in the afternoon, okay? That was my life as a teenager. All my heroes were in that squad. All the advancement was in that squad. My destiny was in that squad. It taught me how to train really hard, how to think like a champion, control my diet, control my behaviours, control who I was around, control my friends, and be as selfish as I possibly could be. And that was the road to victory, people. Victory. Okay? And this is the squad that we're in. Now, you've just seen the way I described the race. Now I'm going to show you how Laurie experienced the race. Can we play that, please, James?
And this time they're away. Now have a look at the streamlining off the wall. A great start from Biondi. He's the one 4 up from the bottom of your screen. Now Biondi is the world record holder in the 100. He will go out fast, and he is doing just that.
Duncan Armstrong around in third with 25.46.
Holmertz is going for it. I mean, he would be leading in Anders Holmertz from Sweden will go over with Matt Biondi. Over in third spot is Duncan Armstrong. Then across to Michael Gross. That's Biondi. Now, bear in mind, Armstrong had the fastest last lap in the heats yesterday. And this is looking enormous. Oh, I can't stand it. 30 metres out. Armstrong is in the lead. Biondi is going. It's back over to Holmertz. He can't hang on. Armstrong, Australia. Look at this here, gold medal. Oh my God. Holmertz, Duncan. Come on. Go.
And what a fantastic swim. The smartest swim I think I've ever seen anyone swim in the Olympics.
Mate, we just beat 3 world record holders. How do you think I feel? How do you think I feel?
Duncan Armstrong, world record time, 147.25.
Where's the animal? Where's the animal?
For his world record performance in the 200 metres freestyle. The hero of Australia.
How good's that? poolside with Laurie Lawrence. And that's what it was like in the morning. You know, like in the wintertime, there'd be 75 of us in the squad. There'd be 60 hopefuls and about 15 in the green and gold. Really, really balanced squad. Hungry, wanting success. And so Laurie would come in the wintertime, okay? Not as like the winter here on the Sunshine Coast, as Benny was saying. But in the wintertime, about August, dark, and our squad had to be in front of the pool gates at 4:45. In the water at 5. But the whole world got in the water at 5. The whole world was doing all the laps. That was just a given. That was part of the journey. Okay, you just had to do it. So Laurie's stipulation is we're going to be 15 minutes in front of the rest of the world. Be here at 4:45 or you won't be able to swim. So we'd all gather in front of the pool at 4:45, beanies on, blankets, all that kind of thing. And Laurie would come down the stairs, it's dark, not even a light on, the pool wasn't even open yet. It'd be dark and he'd be like, isn't it great to be alive? Isn't it great to be alive? And we'd be like, yes, it's great to be alive. And he goes, do you know what time it is? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? And we go, 4:45. It's 4:45. How many people live in Australia right now? Do you know? Do you? Do you? Do you? We'd go, 18 million. He goes, 18 million. How many of them are asleep right now? Most of them. You people are the lucky ones to take your first step towards your Olympic destiny at 4:45, you lucky people. We're not going to wait until 5 o'clock. We're starting now. 500 sit-ups. Let's go. All right? And so we all hit the deck. And there's, you've got the 15 green and goldies over here, make the team. Thursday morning, winter time, arousal level for doing 500 sit-ups, low. And then you've got the 60 wannabes. And we're at it. And over the deep, dark corner is the deadliest thing in swimming. Stands about this tall, 11-year-old girl, okay? Carries no weight, floats like a cork, just wants to beat people. So hungry. And she's at it 1 a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 seconds, 500 sit-ups. She stands up. Finish, Laurie. Laurie goes, come here, darling, come here. Tucks her under his arm. And he goes, sweetheart, I gave you an opportunity at 4:45 this morning to beat Olympians, to beat people who've been to the Olympic Games, to beat Australian champions, and you took it. And you've beaten them. Congratulations. The door of opportunity swung open and you, my darling, stepped through. You're the best. Okay? That night, all 75 of us get on Laurie's dodgy old bus and go for a movie down at Carindale, Burge Carolyn Court. We walk in. Laurie goes up to the counter. May I have a sticker? The girl behind the counter gives him a sticker. And he goes, smell it. It's got Olympic liniment written all over it. I can smell Olympic success. This is your gold medal. Who wants it? 500 sit-ups. Let's go. 60 kids, 70 kids hit the deck on the carpet, Burge Carolyn Court, in front of the ticket counter. Everyone thinks we're a sit-up cult, okay? No one can get a ticket. There's too many kids doing sit-ups. And she's at it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 500 seconds, 500 sit-ups. Same kid stands up. Finish, Laurie. Goes, come here, darling. This morning was the heats. Tonight was the finals. Now you've got something to show for it. The door of opportunity swung open twice for you today, and you are victorious twice. Now, take this Olympic gold medal home. Put it on the top of your bed. So it's the last thing you see when you close your eyes tonight after the hard training day we've had. And it's the first thing at 4:08 when you wake up in the morning and wake your parents up. It's the first thing you see. And when your eyes hit this sticker, you will know you're gold. You're the best. You are given an opportunity and you've done it. Good story, huh? Every day. Every day he was at it. So, this is the participation stage C3. Here we go. What is he selling? What's he selling? Glory. Good word. Good word, bro. Glory. He's selling glory. He's selling dreams. He's selling vision. He's selling destiny. Okay? But what is he using to sell it? What's the vehicle? He's selling the glory. Enthusiasm. Someone was here at 8:15. Enthusiasm. He is selling it with enthusiasm. He's not doing anything different. He's doing it Laurie Lawrence way, and I can imitate it, but I can't do it, right? My enthusiasm comes from a different space. What does your enthusiasm do for your family, for your work, for your life, and for your following of Jesus? What is your enthusiasm? Where is it at? How is it different? Because we've all got it inside us. And the challenge is using Jesus to unlock it. Okay? And so when I got to the Olympic Games, and we've seen that race twice, and I'm going to see it 2 more times today. So good. So when I got to the Olympic Games, and we won at the age of 20. All my dreams, like I said in the video, came true on that moment when I hit it. 6 years of training with Laurie Lawrence had got me to that point of belief that at 48th ranked in the world, a kid from Brisbane up against 3 world record holders could be victorious, could win. You know, and Laurie would look at these races and go, someone's bloody got to win them, why not us? You know, and that just fired your imagination, okay? Why not us? And so at the age of 20, I come back from Seoul, and life, I'm telling you, could not get better, okay? I was a good-looking rooster at 20. Thank you very much. Complete disbelief, but anyway. I felt I was a good-looking rooster at 20. I was Olympic champion, okay? So here's my titles. I was Olympic champion. I was world record holder. I was financially stable. I was on magazine covers, television, commercials. I had sponsors falling over themselves to front their products. I was making it, and it was really, really going to my head. And I was in that space for a very, very, very long time, okay? And I really thought I was everything I could possibly be in the world, okay? Got married at an early age, had 2 sons, got divorced at an early age, 18 months later. Okay, really rapid fire life coming in. I got introduced to drugs at 21. I got introduced to alcohol at 21, cigarettes, you know, so drinking, drugs, cigarettes, partying, the velvet rope. I wanted it all. I wanted to be the best because, as I've just said, okay, my plan and what I've been programmed to do is win at all costs. Look at the environment, be the best. If I wasn't winning, I was nothing. And so I went from environment to environment to environment, and this is the party scene, this is the drug scene, this is the alcohol scene, this is the work scene, television scene, commercials, and I was fueled about being selfish. I was fueled and programmed to be the best, okay? And I competed and I competed. I found the strongest in the environment, and I beat them because that's what I was programmed to do. And that's what I'd been told all my life, and myself, I'd told myself this: you have to be the best. If you're not the best, you're going backwards. Okay? Does this sound familiar of how the world works? Does this sound familiar about how we put people on pedestals in this world of ours and say, that is a lucky bloke, that is a lucky girl, they've got everything. Look at the canal house, look at the boat, look at the car. I was that guy. I was that guy. And yet inside, I was absolutely toxic. I was empty. Everything that I was trying to chase to be the best of, I was never reaching because there was always someone better. So it was torturing me to death. So I got to about 35, and I had a running 10-year battle with my ex-wife, which is toxic and ugly, and that was my side of it, not even talking about her side of it. But my side of it was ugly. My side of it was programmed to win at all costs. It was terrible. I met a girl, very, very pretty girl, named Rebecca. I was in a relationship with her, too clever to get married. I've been there, done that, okay? Because my life was about control, all about control. Like I mapped it out before, with how I set up in the squad. I was selfish. I controlled my diet, my friends, my behaviours, my lifestyle. And my life was about control. But inside I was a complete shocker. And so like the worship song earlier, how good was the worship? Let's give it up to the worship team. That was so good. So the worship team was leading us in that worship song, and I think I got this wrong, but anyway, are you tired of being yourself? You know, that real, are you at the end of being yourself? And I was there. I was 35 years of age and about to go back and rediscover my 21-year-old self again. It was pathetic. And there's nothing worse than a bloke who knows he's being pathetic but hasn't got any options, and he's got to go and do that. Okay, and that was me. And my idea of friendship was toxic. Like, I would meet these guys who were very, very strong and had a little bit more than me, just a little bit. Bigger boat, bigger car, pretty girl, all that kind of thing. And I'd become friends with them, mates. And we'd get really tight. And then I'd slowly try to, and I was competing with him, and I'd slowly try to get in front of him, and as soon as I was in front of him, I dropped him and looked for a new target. Awful, huh? That was me. I'm telling you. And then I met this big, strong, ex-cage fighter named Ian. Okay, and Ian, we called him Biggie, was my perfect storm. Okay? Couldn't beat him in a fight. Had a bigger boat. Had all these sort of things. Had a bigger package, bigger this, He was perfect. And he was calm. There was something about him. What about Biggie? So for 6 months I'm circling, like a hungry shark, trying to get in front of him. He's just laughing at me, okay, because he can see what's going on. He's just laughing at me. And then finally after about 6 or 8 months I go, mate, what is it about you? Why can't I get in front of you? You know, this has never happened before. And he goes, because I care about other things and I go to church. That's me. Well done. And I just laughed. I mean, I'm from an unchurched family. I don't have any, gone. And he goes, you should come to church. You need it. And boy, didn't I. And so, you know, my girl at that stage, my wife later, Rebecca, had already been going to church without telling me, okay, because girls are smarter than boys, easily. And Becky was already going to church and stuff, so I go along, okay. And I'm not having to go at the right-hand side, but I hit over here on the right like all of you people are today. But that's not a go, that's an encouragement. Move over, no. And so I hit over here, okay, and I mocked it. I reviled it. I went straight into my control, straight into my hard exterior, sort of saying, I've got to control this. You know, and I looked at people worshipping, I looked at people, and I mocked it, and I mocked it, and I mocked it, but I had to come back next week. Because I was already working on it, okay? And then we sat over there about 6 weeks into it, and this thing comes upon me. I can't remember the worship song and all good, and I was just watching people making fun of me. And, but then something landed on me, something. And I didn't know what it was. And you put that up, please, James. But it was this. It was the love of God. God is love. And I'd never touched love before. And so this thing landed on me. And my girl, Becky, at that stage, we'd been going out about 7 or 8 years, and she'd never seen me cry. That was not on the agenda. I was not going to be a soft man. Love to me was weakness. Love to me, as a bloke, you know, who controlled his destiny, was not something that I would even think about accessing into the program. And so this thing is upon me and I start crying. Okay, now, I'm not a weeper, I'm a blubberer. Okay, there's snot and there's tears and it looks like I'm throwing up. Okay. And my girl's looking at me going, what is going on? You know, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Okay. So we got out of there, came back the next week, it happened again. Okay, happened again. And so the journey of love in my life began at that happy clap at church with the karaoke board and the band, and just like C3, really. I'm getting a flashback. And just in this environment, just like this C3 environment, I was destroyed. My life was destroyed. We're not going to cry today. My life was completely torn apart. But I'm a clever guy, right? I've built this life, right? And so I started down this path of this clever reading to establish my control back. I found every atheist that I could read. You know, the Holy Blood, Holy Grail. Jesus was a man, he was a prophet. You know, he's not God in a bod. He is not God. And I could get him back in that box and have that relationship with him where I can get my control back. And so I'm reading this thing and all my friends are just dying laughing at me. And then someone gave me a book called More Than a Carpenter by Josh McDowell. All right, small book, great for blokes. Okay, not a lot of words. And Josh McDowell, his background was, he's an atheist and basically had a conversion as he's doing an atheistic tour across the United States, comes to God and brings all his intellect with that and writes this beautiful book about the statistics around Jesus to make him into God for me. And God gave me that book, okay? And from that point, we were in. And the next time we went to church, we had a visiting pastor named Alan LeMay. Alan LeMay stood up there and said, you know, can't remember the worship, can't remember anything, but Becky and I walked in ready. Back. And I'm telling you, if it gets down there, we're all in trouble. Okay, especially the front row. Anyway, so... And Alan LeMay was, he you know, just preached. I can't remember what he said, but he said, is there anybody here who is ready to be saved and be born again? And we were out the front so fast we scared him, okay? We were ready, we were like two comets, out to the front. And that was the day we came to Christ. I gave my heart that day, okay? Okay, sorry, I'll save that day, but I'm still on a journey to give all my heart. Is anybody in this boat? Is anybody with me on that? Because being saved is such a great gateway to him. introduces him to this bottomless love, this unbelievable love that he's got for us, that is never ending. You'll never swim down to the bottom of it. There is no bottom to his love. And that's been introduced to us over and over and over again in so many different ways. But being a follower of Jesus doesn't always make it peaceful, because my controls didn't just fall off, okay? My journey to be the best of the best programming did not just fall away. It is not easy. Every single day I have to work on it with this, because in this is the words of Jesus. We're back. And so it's a journey, because I know how far I've come, and I know how far Jesus has brought me along. And I'm going to show a photograph of my family now, and this is the miracle after miracles are miracles. The fights I used to have, you know, with my ex-wife and my two sons and things like that. And this is my wife, Rebecca. We were married around about 8 months after we came to God. And then Ava arrived about 12 months after that. And then we've got Noah and the little fireball Isaac, okay, who is for sale. But this is the true miracles in my life, because this relationship that I've got with my children as a dad and as a wife, as a husband and everything like that to my wife, you know, this is the richness. This is the glory. And for 14 years we've been trying to walk in his way every single day, trying to have that relationship, and it's a daily relationship. And again, he just completely throws off the shackles all the time and challenges me, because like I said before, you know, as a Christian, we're completely challenged to follow him who was perfect, okay? But he's got us in terms of our sin and our challenges, and he never stops being there for us, ever. So I don't know your particular situation and what's brought you to C3 here to church today to listen to me, but I'm so grateful you're here. But if you'd like to know more about living your best life, the life that you've been created to live, then we all need Jesus in that. Because life is continually going to throw up things that are tremendously challenging for the upbringing that you've had, no matter what it is. Okay? But if you're corded like steel around Jesus' spirit, if his spirit is corded like steel through you, things can happen and you get through them. And I look back on my 14 years as things used to derail me because they were outside of my controls. And Jesus is constantly coming in and go, just drop that, just drop that, just drop that. You know, you're safe. You don't need to control this. You know, I was made redundant last week in my job. Yeah, me. How could any corporation lose me? Are they absolutely crazy? Okay. Now I'm telling you, my early Christian walk, if that had happened to me about 10, 15 years ago, I'd be in a fetal position, sucking my thumb, throwing my toys out of the pram, being totally toxic and angry. How could they think that of me? How dare they? Don't they know who I am? I put so much work into this. On and on and on and on and on. Whereas this time, it comes up and goes, your position's no longer relevant, so we're going to be transforming the company. You're a transforming company. That's it. And I'm like, no problem. How long have I got? And they said 7 weeks. I'm like, sweet. It's 7 weeks. Thank you very much. And they're looking at me going, you're taking it very well. But see, I'm turned towards Jesus in that moment. Okay, because when that bad news comes in for me, and you know, there might be people here, you know, don't take it in their stride. I'm not one of those people. But this time I took it in my stride because I looked directly towards him. Okay? And he leaves signs for me. I don't know if you play this game with Jesus or not, but my relationship with him, he provides me with two very, very, very cool signs. Okay? When I'm driving along and I see a cloud and there's sunlight coming through it, Jesus is prompting me about something. That's my bit. Okay? It's not yours. Okay? It's my Jesus in my cloud. Okay? But I find it tremendously relational. I look at it and go, oh, that's awesome. Because I've always liked that, right? And the other thing is when I find money, because I'm wrapped up on money. Okay, I don't know about you, but money is my second God. I'm stressed. I stress about money, and my worry takes me away from the gratitude of Jesus. Okay? Worry is the opposite word of gratitude. Okay? And I'm a stress head because I'm a control freak. Do you understand what I'm saying? So money is my big thing. So you know what Jesus does for me? Not only does he give me all the money I got, like everybody else. He lets me find 5 cents on the ground all the time. I know. Cloud line, 5 cents. I'm telling you, it's my thing with Jesus. And I pull up at the Halfway Harry petrol station on the way from Brisbane today, up to talk to C3, get out of my car, and there's 5 cents just smiling at me. So I pick up that 5 cents and I say a quick prayer. I say, thank you, Lord, for all the money you give me. Even at this stressful time, then they might be drying up soon. But thank you, Lord, for all you have given me, because it's 100% His, okay? And that's what He's got for us. So Jesus will never let you down in any circumstance if you pivot towards Him, okay? Nothing I've ever experienced, even when I was a so-called superstar. Pause for dramatic effect. Compares to my life in Him now. How does it compare? He engages me. He has relationship for me. He's in my fatherhood every single day. Every single day. He's in my work as a husband every single day. And in my mateships, which I'm so grateful for. That they've gone from toxic to deep and caring. Okay? So, it's not easy. It's humbling. It's exciting. It's provocative, isn't it? Not as provocative as Izzy Folau right now, but it's very provocative. Go Izzy. Okay? And it's challenging. But there's more colour, depth, meaning in my life now than any time you saw those two races back then. I'm very proud of what I did back then. Very, very proud of it. I look back with great fondness and great achievement and all that kind of thing. But now I'm living the life that I was created to live with my family and things like that. Absolutely. So James, we're going to put that last scripture piece up. There it is there. So let's read this together. Casting all your cares, all your anxieties, all your worries, and all your concerns once and for all on Him who cares about you with deepest affection and watches over you very carefully. It's a great scripture piece. You know why? The word in that rocks my world every day is the word very. Because I'm a parent. Careful. I'm a parent. Okay? And when I watch my children very carefully, how much intention and love is in that? Know what I mean? And this is where Jesus wants us. This is where Jesus wants us every single day. He watches us very carefully. And so when we sing in worship and it tears your controls apart and worship gets into your heart and into your spirit, you now start believing all things are possible through Him. See, I thought all things were possible through my control. And I became the best in the world, the fastest man in history with that belief and that vision. And I'm thankful for it. But now I believe all things are possible through His love. And so my behaviours get to follow His behaviours in love. Isn't that great? So I'm going to ask Ben to come up here. Is it Ben? Teresa. Sorry, Teresa. I'm going to ask Teresa to come up here and share just a little bit. But if you are thinking about a relationship with Jesus, if you are here for the first time, if this is new to you, you've picked a cracking church to come into. You've picked an amazing community to be part of. If you can challenge yourself and use your courage to find the love of Jesus Christ. Because this worship is awesome. This community is profound. Okay? But His love is absolutely the best. It is so deep, so wide. Doesn't matter what you've done in your life. He's waiting for you to make it better. He's waiting for you to take your sin. He's waiting to take your challenges off you so you can pivot towards Him during bad news and find His peace that you're not going to find in this world. No matter what you do or where you go. So thank you very much for coming along. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks, Teresa. And good luck.